Welcome back to the Python tutorial series. I'm so glad you're here. This is the 6th video in this series, and today we will be talking about the different types of numbers that you can use in Python. Then we will be going over the different operations in Python. The timestamps are in the description below. So let's dive into the video. If you remember from Python tutorial 3, we talked about data types, and for numbers that included integer and float. An integer number is a whole number, and a float number is a decimal number. They can either be positive or negative. And you can add float numbers and integer numbers together, and it works just fine. For example, we're going to do answer equals 4 plus 5.7. Then we're going to print answer to the console. And there you have it, 9.7. You can also do the same thing and subtract the numbers and get a negative number. And when you run it, it outputs. And look at that. But you notice it's slightly off. What's nice about Python is that you can include a round function to round it to a specific number of decimal places in order to reduce error. So when I print answer, I'm going to round this answer to 1 decimal place. And then when I run it, I get negative 1.7. And this removes the error. Look at that, we have the right answer by using the function round. In Python, for numbers, you can also have octal and hexadecimal numbers. An octal number is base 8. And to write an octal number, we do 0, 0, then the number we want to put. For example, 0017. And then when we print this, we get 15. Which is the right answer, since octal is base 8, not base 10. We can also do this for hexadecimal, and we do 0x, and then the number. And then when we run this, we get 23. And hexadecimal is base 16. So you may be wondering, how do I represent a number that has its last value greater than 9? You do letters starting with A. So I can do OX1A and then run this and I get 26. That's how you use octal and hexadecimal numbers. In science class, you may be familiar with 1.7 times 10 raised to the 6th power. Well, you can do something similar in Python. It's a capital E, so 7e to the 6. And when we run this, we notice that the answer returns as a float number. And this is the same thing as 7 times 10 to the 6. And there you have it. Now let's talk about operations. In Python, you can do the basic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and so much more. You can have it do the computation with a variable or inside a print statement. So here I'm going to use a print statement to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And I can run this, and there you have it. One thing to note about division is that it always returns a float number. For example, when we run 4 divided by 4, it returns 1.0. You may be asking, how do I use division to return a whole number? Well, if we do 5, then 2 slashes divided by 4, this will return a whole number and basically round down. So the answer will just be 1. There you have it, it is 1. And you may want to find just the remainder. Well, there's a cool function called mod or modulus, and that's the percent sign. So 5 mod 4 will return 1, since the remainder is 1. You can also raise the number to a power. For example, if I wanted to do 3 cubed, I could do 3 star star 3, and this means 3 to the power of 3. And when I run this, I get 27. And that's the basics of how to use operations in Python. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to follow along. with this video series by subscribing and hitting the notification bell, or by clicking on the next video, so that you can expand your knowledge about Python. And as always, I can't wait to see you next time.